However, we are done with now saying Rabbit is good. So when should we choose Rabbit? Not all technologies or all architecture require Rabbit. So we only use Rabbit when, one, in a microservice communication. So if you want to do microservice architecture where you have a number of services perform their specific business roles, then that's the best way, because they need to communicate and share data within each services. So at that point, you really need to consider using a messaging key or Rabbit to be specific. In terms of complexity, when you're doing a very complex routing logic, or you want messages to be transferred in a very complex manner, RabbitMQ will give you an unmatched performance in terms of that. So that's the best time to use Rabbit. Then if you want to order task for processing, because it's consumer will process in sequence all this data, so Rabbit still stands out to be the best technology and go-to in terms of that. Also, it guarantees delivery. So if you're doing, like, let's say you're doing financial transaction, which really matter when if they don't really deliver, or if you really don't have a room for failure, you really need to have RabbitMQ, because it will give you acknowledgements, it will give you the retries, it will give you the dead letter exchange, it will give you the persistency of data, and such stuff. When you're doing high feature flexibility, like you want to use a lot of features that you want to plug into your microservice architecture or your architecture, there are plugins, shovels, there are dead lettering, the clustering, all those you can implement using RabbitMQ. So it's lightweight but sweet. So worker-based systems, when you're doing now a worker-based system, it's an ideal worker for distributed system, because you want to, like, have systems that are doing A, B, C, D separately within the same architecture. So it's a very good one to go with that. So below, after this, below is a very good practical production grade setup, which will now demonstrate now RabbitMQ in a production like environment. We'll do a number of services, and then we'll do stress test and load test on the same, and then we'll try to do event streaming in the same platform, and then we deploy our services and see how RabbitMQ will behave in a certain in that particular environment. So I'll be using Spring Boot to do that, and just trying out to bind all these exchanges and Rabbit queues and stuff, and then I'll show you why in depth why the operation excellency of RabbitMQ is unbeatable with other messaging platform. So why do RabbitMQ still win in 2025 and beyond? First is mature, is 15 years plus, I told you that, and also it supports new streams of architecture, Kafka-like. Also, it's very scalable horizontally. You can really scale it out, and then it's simple for microservices. The learning curve is very key to also the developers that you will be doing your backend systems, and then it's extremely flexible, and also it's developer friendly. So it's true enterprise reliable. Also, you can use it in your enterprise. Dev friendly is because now you need developers also who are motivated to work on your systems. So if you're that business person that you want to pick a technology, or you're that technical CTIO and stuff like that, and you want to pick a technology for streaming, if you're not yet picked one, RabbitMQ is something to consider. So when should you go to RabbitMQ? It's a go-to when you want simplicity and power. That's number one. I'll very highly insist. And when you need guaranteed messaging or message delivery, you go for RabbitMQ. If you want highly customizable and highly scalable, go for RabbitMQ. When you're building a microservice up to scale, if your system is to really do a lot of throughput, RabbitMQ is your go-to master in that. Yeah, so check it down, stay tuned. This is good for business, at least for business people, business owners, investors and stuff like that, because they'll now understand why you pick this language and why developers really what it takes for developers to settle into a queuing platform or into these technologies that we're choosing. The same thing, I repeat what I usually say in this channel: because technologies are there, we don't have to use all of them. Just pick one that performs well. So, and that means in a pool of so many technologies, just pick one that will work well for you and then go for it. Yeah, so next I'll put a link here in the description. You click on that link, you go to the next tutorial, whereby now this one, disclaimer is here, I'll recommend only the developers and advanced and beginner, all of them. DevOps, if you're an architect that you want to understand how this technology does, then you can go there, but it will really be hands-on, so it will not be for just anyone. Basically for those people, the tech service who wanna go deeper or learn more about queuing and stuff, and the underlying technology. Yeah, and also those who are interested in the same tech stack. Yeah, so thank you very much. It has been real, and see you on the next one. Peace.